No, I fancy him for it, to be honest. I fancy a man's a bit windy. The other cat's a bit windy. Yeah. You know, so, but he's a donkey. The guy's a donkey, yeah, the other cat.
Conor's on Twitter all the time. He's on his yacht all the time, but guess where he's not? In the ring fighting me, so he can talk all the he wants, but the notorious MMA is scared of Jake Joseph Paul from Disney Channel.
What's a donkey has a kick as well. So you just got to be worried of that. So, but I just think, mate, weather and that'll come and they'll be careful and I'll be in his face and I just think it's really nice, you know, really nice.
Conor McGregor has finally broken his silence on the potential fight with Jake Paul. Moreover, McGregor's long-anticipated return to the UFC appears to be slipping further into uncertainty, adding to the intrigue he sparked buzz with a rumored boxing match against Logan Paul in India.
10 seconds.
Meanwhile, discussions have reportedly progressed toward a potential showdown with Jake Paul tentatively slated for July or September 2025 when McGregor lost to Floyd Mayweather in 2017. That was the last time we saw him in a boxing ring. We must return to 2020, when Conor McGregor and Jake Paul were engaged in a social media altercation in 2021.
And Conor McGregor can say what he wants, but he won't fight me either. So once I knock out Mike Perry, Conor McGregor, let's run it. But you won't do it because you know what's going to happen. You saw what I did to Nate Diaz, who you went toe-to-toe with. So Conor McGregor, lay off the cocaine, get in the gym, and start winning fights, and then maybe we could have a conversation.
Jake shelled out a staggering $100,000 to commission a lavish diamond chain featuring a miniature figure of Conor laid out in defeat. One of the most memorable moments occurred a few weeks ago following Mike Tyson and Jake's fight. The Irishman posted they're looking for Pritchard Colon to be the next opponent, which
what I really want is Conor.
The
I'll put the
ideal
nail
order,
in his casket.
Ideally, if you could have it your way, is it Nate, Tommy, Conor? Is KSI anywhere in that equation
Well,
anymore?
if KSI fights Tommy, he's going to get knocked out.
Yep.
I guess it's all kind of in the air. Time will tell.
infuriated many users due to the circumstances facing the Puerto Rican former boxer McGregor, ultimately deleted the comment. We'll observe how the negotiations unfold, but it appears both parties are eager to face off, and perhaps the ring is the ideal arena for settling their personal disputes, as reported by ESPN.
When I knock out Nate Diaz and do what Conor couldn't, I think, you know, it only makes sense for him to want that money fight. But I just don't know how serious he's taking fighting at all, and I don't know how serious the fighting world's taking him. Like, who knows if he still has that same appeal? But look, I've always said I'll fight him. I'm down. It's a big, massive event. He obviously has to ask his boss, Dana, if he can do that. I'm my own boss. I make my own decisions. I can fight whoever, wherever, whenever. So he's really tied up, and even if he wants to do it, Dana might not let him do it.
Discussions are already in progress from India to host the fight, setting the stage for what could be a highly entertaining showdown. There are still a lot of unanswered concerns. Did Logan Paul decide to withdraw from the exhibition and go to his brother Jake to negotiate? This might signal that Conor McGregor has no plans to return to the octagon, a notion fueling speculation among fans. Some are already mocking him, labeling him Legacy Wonka, urged that he was finished with this boxing exhibition. It was one. Of the remarks that people read on social media, whether or not this conflict is necessary will only become clear with time.
In question to you, what does this mean for boxing?
To be honest, boxing's never seen nothing like this in the history of boxing. Since it began 250 years ago, it's never seen anything like this, and probably never will.
Well, Mike, let me ask you this. What does it say about Mike Tyson if he knocks out a 27-year-old Jake Paul?
Mike just knocked somebody else out again. You know, this is going to be big. It's just, it's not like it's just some 27-year-old. It's Jake Paul.
Right. Jake, same question to you. What does it mean if you knock out a 58-year-old Mike Tyson?
Yeah, when it happens, it's going to be a little bittersweet because I have love for him, but at the current moment, we're meant to go to war. He's trying to take the food off my plate. I'm trying to take the food off of his plate, and that's what warriors do. Right. But for me, I've dreamt this, manifested it, and It'll be the start of, what has been a 12-year career for me in entertainment and acting and working and all the things I've done now into boxing. This is finally my moment and my time to shine, and I'm going to show the world who.
When he was walking down the thing, he had a hard time walking up the stairs. He got a knee brace.
I didn't like that.
And Jake Paul couldn't do anything to him. He made a ton of money, and I know people are mad. You stayed home on Saturday night, but you didn't pay for it. This is what Mike Tyson. When Mike Tyson shows up,
I wouldn't exactly say he didn't do nothing to him. He did stumble him. Logan Paul, after the fight, people been coming at him. They felt it was disrespectful of him. The way he was like, Mike, I will kill you. I actually was surprised he said that. I really was. I was like, healthy. Okay, whatever.
Moreover, McGregor shared a vague tweet after rumors emerged that he might be facing a different Paul brother next. The Irishman has been absent from the octagon for 3 years, with efforts to schedule a comeback derailed since he withdrew from a UFC 33 bout against Michael Chandler last summer. However, Conor McGregor set social media ablaze last week with a tweet claiming he had reached preliminary agreements for a boxing match with Logan Paul. The announcement sparked a whirlwind of speculation, with many fans assuming he had actually met Logan's brother Jake Paul, a far more seasoned boxer. However, it was later revealed that no discussions had taken place. He wrote, "The of about with Topar are false. I am in preliminary agreements with the Amani family to face Logan Paul in a boxing exhibition in India. I have agreed. I will then seek my return to the octagon."
The fight was scripted. Everyone is talking about this on X, and the script was actually leaked on X a few days ago. Now this script has went viral. Let's see how accurate it was. The opening bell rings, Tyson is showing flashes of his old form, which actually happened. As soon as the bell went, Mike Tyson came out with that head movement, pushing forward. Immediately he stalks forward with his signature bob and weave style.
Mike Tyson was right, and I was wrong. You guys know the whole story about Shark Week, and if you don't, I begged him not to do the Roy Jones fight. You're too old. I love you. I don't want to see you take any more punishment. So I set him up on Shark Week. He got paid good money, and he's like, and so he almost flipped out the last day and was ready to kill everybody on the boat because he had to jump in with all these sharks again in the middle of Florida. And he's like, this fucking asshole says that he cares about me and everything else. I've been fighting since I was 12. And he throws me in the fucking ocean with a bunch of sharks. He was right about that too. But he basically said, I told him, Mike, you're basically 60 years old. And he's like, you honestly think this fucking kid's gonna do anything to me?
Many are upset over the Jake Paul and Mike Tyson fight, with some people claiming that it was rigged because many people bet a lot of money and they lost a lot of money. Allegedly, there's this script that got leaked showing how the fight was supposed to go down between Mike Tyson and Jake Paul. This was actually covered by World Star Hip Hop. So let's read this alleged script and see how the fight was supposed to go down. So round one was supposed to go like this. The opening bell rings and Tyson, showing flashes of his old form, immediately stalks forward with his signature bob and weave style. Paul
later confirmed that he would make a career-high purse that would number in the hundreds of millions. Adding TKO Group UFC versus WWE, there are levels to this. A big sloppy novice is going to find out TKO King title. I hold every record and I am coming back to KO this novice and rack in more numbers for the company. Jake Paul initially stated that he would not entertain any negotiations with McGregor's camp or the Amani family unless the UFC and Dana White were directly involved. Ariel Helwani later corroborated this, highlighting that Jake was the obvious frontrunner following his bout with Mike Tyson. Jake wrote on X, "Now it all makes sense. Conor McGregor and his management team have been desperately trying to get MVP to negotiate for a fight between us." He further added, "As we told them privately, and I'm now saying it publicly, the only way we're willing to explore me versus Conor in a pro boxing MMA fight is if Dana White, UFC, are at the table directly or make it clear they are okay with discussions."